What is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, back here in PlayStation Source. And if you guys have been living under a rock, right? If you were in a slumber for multiple hours and have not seen this news yet, it's real. It happened. It broke down. Let me know in the chat how you guys are feeling. If you're watching live with me right now, I just wanted to talk more about this topic before I went to work today, because gotta go to work after this. But I definitely wanted to talk a little bit more about this. But of course, let's just get right into the thick of things. Of course, hope you all enjoying the beats and all the great stuff down below. You can find links to our Discord, Twitter, Anchor link, all that good stuff down below, links below, as well as the article that we are talking about will be linked below in the description, right? So here it is, right? Cyberpunk 2077 has been removed from the PlayStation Store. Definitely in that chat, let me know how you're feeling about this. This is a very, very interesting topic to say the least. Interesting development with this game, of course. It's quite interesting, as what I like to say. You know what I'm saying? But we got some quotes I want to read here, of course. So last night, actually, you can watch my live reaction to this news breaking on JoyClick's Gamescast. It's being uploaded today. You can check out that live reaction of mine that I had while we were recording. It was crazy, right? It was wild. Definitely go check out that Gamescast reaction, because that was insane. But let's read over some quotes here. So, of course, you know what? Let's lightly run through the whole timeline. You all probably know. If you don't know, let me run it back to you really quick, okay? Cyberpunk reviews start going out. The reviews go out on the review copies, go out on Tuesday, and then they were supposed to be done with the review and have the review embargo lift on the following Monday, right? It came out then that they only sent out PC codes for the game, which is a little bit questionable, you know what I'm saying? And then we got the realization that the game is pretty much broken on console, right? Specifically PS4 and Xbox One, right? The game's broken. It's not working properly. It's a whole thing. Shout out to my chat. You know what I'm saying? I see Owen. I see Jose Vega. Shout out to Moose as well. Moose looks like he did not know this news. I'm sorry, sir. It's true. Cyberpunk 27 is not on PlayStation Store. Let's read some of these quotes here. Here we go. So, in an unprecedented and frankly mind-blowing move, Sony has removed Cyberpunk 27 for sale from PlayStation Store until further notice. The company said that it, quote, strives to ensure a high level of customer satisfaction, and that it will offer refunds to anyone who purchased the open world RPG from the PS Store if requested. This follows a dismissal week for developer CDPR Red, who apologized for not paying, quote, enough attention to the way the title performed on standard PS4 consoles. The company also prevented media like Pushsquare from seeing the title on console until hours before launch. That is insane. The rest, of course, is history, as the release has been mirrored by bugs and performance issues, etc. Right? Cyberpunk. So this is Sony's official, response to the refunds, because as you can imagine, this is a very high-profile game. A lot of people were seeking, of course, a refund for their copy, which, of course, is completely in their right and completely called for in this whole situation and everything. Sony says Cyberpunk 2077 refunds. SIE strives to ensure a high level of let me start over. SIE strives to ensure a high level of customer satisfaction. Therefore, we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have purchased Cyberpunk 2077 via PlayStation Store. SIE will also be removing Cyberpunk 2077 from PlayStation Store until further notice. Once we have confirmed that you purchased Cyberpunk 2077 via PlayStation Store, we will begin processing your refund. Please note that the completion of the refund may vary based on your payment method and financial institution. I cannot recall a time where this has happened before. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's happened, right? But I really cannot think of a time where we've had such a high profile, high budget game just be completely axed off a platform due to its performance. I know that Batman Arkham Knight on PC was taken down as well for being super buggy and all that and broken on PC at least, but this is insane. So now we have a update from Cyberpunk themselves to the PlayStation community. Let's read this out really quick. Let's blow up this. Oh man, it's super yellow. Damn. It says here, following our discussion with PlayStation, a decision was made to temporarily suspend digital distribution of Cyberpunk 2077 on PlayStation Store. You can still buy physical versions of the game in brick and mortar stores and online. All purchased digital and physical copies of the game will continue to receive support and updates as we continue to improve your experience. According to our knowledge, starting today, everyone who is not willing to wait for updates and wants to refund their digital copy of the game can do so by submitting a request at, okay, they randomly put a link, but like you can't click on that link, it's an image, but okay, cool. That's a weird way to do it, but okay. We are working hard to bring Cyberpunk 2077 back to PlayStation Store as soon as possible. What I think is interesting here about this whole quote too, right, is that like, look, right, so like when you even look at this, right, when you read this a little bit more in depth, right, according to our knowledge, starting today, everyone who's willing to wait for updates and wants to refund, who's not willing to wait for updates and wants refunds and all that, they say according to our knowledge. So like they're themselves are like, hey, I guess this works. And like, as far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure it does work, right? Like, I'm pretty sure people are getting refunds right now. I never bought the game, so I won't be getting a refund and everything, but I did plan on playing this game at some point next year. Now, honestly, I'm a little bit on the edge. I'm honestly not sure, guys. I don't know what to do, because we got some interesting updates as well with the way we've had some internal discussions go down at CD Projekt Red. So this broke from Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg, right? What's up, Alucard? What's up, Tony? What's up, official_JR? How you doing, my boys? Welcome to the conversation. And let's get right into it. I don't know why I was looking over here. I should be looking over here. Hi, hello, how you doing? Okay. Jason Schreier says, during an intro and QA with CD Projekt management on Thursday, yesterday, frustrated Cyberpunk developers asked blunt questions about the game's rocky launch. One asked, how could they make a game about exploitive corporations while forcing devs to crunch? Wow. It's a bold question. Nibel is going to also reiterate some things that were said in that Bloomberg article. I'll link this below in this isn't in the description yet. I will link it below in the description as well. This whole tweet thread. Nibel also says, well, Nibel is quoting the homie Jason Schreier, right? Says, several current and former staff who worked on Cyberpunk 2077 have all said the same thing. The game's deadline set by the board of directors, which is very important to note here, were always unrealistic. It was clear to many of the developers that they needed more time. This is exactly the root of the problem here, and this is exactly why we're here in this position today, right? It is not the developers' fault, okay? I know that Owen said it earlier on in the chat. Thank you, Owen, for laying it out there. But, like, he's right? This is not the developers' fault, right? So, I hope anyone here in the chat is not out here, adding certain developers and different stuff like that because of Cyberpunk's stability. It is not their fault at all. This is essentially right here, straight up here, set by the board of directors. It was the board. It was the higher ups. It's the homies that we should be mad at upper management that chose profit towards the end of a fiscal quarter as opposed to the quality of the product that they were putting out, and intentionally deceived console owners on the quality of Cyberpunk 2077 by not showing the console version, not having it up for review before the game came out. Is crazy. Tony says, yeah, people want the game completed now and don't realize we are in digital age. A complete game doesn't mean the same thing that it used to. You're not wrong there, right? You're not wrong there. I understand that, games come out with a day one patch, right? Like, that totally happens, right? But this is a whole... I think this goes beyond that, right? The game is broken. The game is broken, right? And, I'm seeing more and more of that when I look more at PS4 gameplay, and you watch Digital Foundry and you see how the game is running on PS4 and Xbox One. Even at that, like, the game does not run. Like, it's poor, right? I know homeboy Owen in the chat did beat the game on PS5. He said, you know, in spite of all bugs and everything, it's a 9 out of 10. It's a very, very good game. And that's what sucks too, is that under all of this whole thing, under all of this, there is a really good game there, right? There is a really good game. It's just buggy as shit. You know what I'm saying? It is, yeah, this is insane, man. So, Nibel also says here, this is just his own words, easily one of the biggest and most bizarre self-inflicted L's I've ever seen since I've been following gaming news. Like, to see a company of this size fumble the bag so bad feels almost borderline surreal. What a week. I'm with you. Like, guys, I've been paying attention to games since I was 12 years old, really. Like 11, 10, 12 years old, I've been paying attention to the industry as a whole, right? And I have been through the Mass Effect Andromeda debacle. I've been through the Batman Arkham Knight debacle. I've been through No Man's Sky debacle. I've been through the Anthem debacle firsthand because I bought Anthem at release and all that good stuff. Like, there have been so many other cases of this whole thing. This is the biggest one we've ever had in years. Arguably ever. I think that this is the biggest one right here. Even a small one this year was Horizon Zero Dawn launching on PC. That wasn't that stable and everything. But this is truly the biggest, one of the biggest flubs and just things to happen in games, period. Like this is insane. This is insane, right? And the whole thing that sucks is that from people that have beaten the game and that have played the game fully, they enjoy the game. That's what sucks, is that, like, people are actually liking the game overall. It just sucks that, you know, we're here in this position. You know what I'm saying? You hate to see it, you know? Yeah, I mean, to kind of end off with also, like, you know, I'll go back to full screen. Like, I do believe that at some point, Cyberpunk 2077 will be a great package to buy, right? And you will be able to buy the game on PS Store at some point. Now, at this point, let me know what you guys think down here in the chat or down below in the comment section. What you guys think about this, right? I don't even completely rule out the notion that the game could never come back on PS4. I could honestly see that happen. Like, I could really see them canceling the previous gen version and never putting that up for sale again. Maybe, right? Like, at this point, how things have been going, I can honestly see it, you know? I do think eventually the game will be in the playable state. You know, all games get better over time. That's factual, right? Games just improve and get better over time. That's the nature of being a video game in 2020 and 2021 now, because we're right as doorstep. Like, that's the benefit of being a game, right? But I think that it's going to be a long road until that happens. You see, okay, Tony says here, The Witcher faced very similar problems as one. Look, Tony, I don't think CD Projekt Red was talking about refunds for the game 2 days after The Witcher came out. Witcher 3 specifically. Yeah, I think The Witcher 3 had the normal bugs that every, you know, that is pretty commonplace in the industry, right? When, like, games come out, right? This is a whole different thing. Like, Cyberpunk is a whole entire different thing, man. I hope they don't cancel it for current gen. I have no intention of refunding it, LOL. Yeah, I mean, I think that if they cancel it, you'll still keep your copy if you bought the game, but you won't be able, but like a new person won't be able to buy the PS4 version anymore. But I don't think that, like, they'll, like, revoke your copy if you already bought it, right? But I think that when you look at Cyberpunk 2077 and you look at Witcher 3 in terms of a launch day bug standpoint, I think it's night and day we are talking about here, because Witcher 3 was never taken off of PS Store, right? Like Witcher 3, you know, wasn't refunded at this particular volume and mass, right? Like, that's why I feel wary about comparing the two, because, like, this is so much of a different scenario here that it's crazy, it's unfortunate, But I do think that the game will get better. I think that eventually we'll be at a better place with this game. But I want to, I think kind of like the main point of what I want to say here in this stream / video is that the fault is at higher ups. The fault is at the board of directors. The fault is at the management team over at the studio. And yeah, like over here, official_JR says, what's even more sad is the devs are getting death threats when it's not their fault. Exactly. It's not their fault. It's not their fault at all. The developers don't make the decision to release the game. They don't choose a release date. They don't. It's their higher ups, it's their management, it's the heads of CD Projekt Red, and it's what the Bloomberg article said. It's the board of directors that makes the release date. You know what I'm saying? It's not the developers at all. So any this whole any type of critique I've had over the past week over Cyberpunk 2077, which again I don't own the game, so if you don't even want to if you don't want to listen to my critique, I hear you. I understand that because I don't own the game, but 100% it is a management problem. I am critiquing management. I am critiquing board of directors. I'm not critiquing the devs. It is not the devs' fault whatsoever. Do you think they will put a Kingdom Come Deliverance and just revamp the whole game through a red light patch? I mean, maybe. I don't know about that game either. Shout out to the devs though, kings and queens who made something great. Yeah, I believe that too. I believe that, and I trust Owen when he says that the game is great. I trust Owen that under all of this, there is a cool game to be had. And I'm excited to explore Night City whenever I buy the game on PS5 with the PS5 version. But, this staying on CD Projekt Red is going to stay for a while. And it's not not the devs' fault. It's the higher ups' fault. Like that, the main two things is that number one, they intentionally hid the console version. Well, I guess that's the core of it. They intentionally hid the console version of this game for review, right? So when the average person was looking up Cyberpunk 2077 reviews, perhaps they're not as savvy as looking to see what platform the game was running on, and they buy it for their PS4. They buy it for their Xbox One. They haven't had the time yet, or the financial stability, or the means to go out and get a next-gen console. So they buy the game on last-gen hardware, and they get beat with this. With the game not running at all as advertised. You know what I'm saying? And quite frankly, a broken game. And it's solely because board of directors, higher ups, and all that good stuff, or I guess bad stuff, they intentionally pushed out this game, right? Now, official JR honestly ends on a really, really good note that I want to read here. So he asks a very good question. That is to, so do you think Xbox should do the same as PlayStation? Xbox did do something here. Let's read this out. Xbox support Cyberpunk 2077 to ensure that every player can get the experience they expect on Xbox. We will be expanding our existing refund policy to offer full refunds to anyone who purchased Cyberpunk 2077 digitally from the Microsoft Store until further notice. While we know that the developers at CD Projekt Red have worked hard to ship Cyberpunk 2077 in extremely challenging circumstances, we also realize that some players have been unhappy with the current experience on older consoles. To date, we have granted refunds to the vast majority of customers who have requested one. To request an Xbox refund for Cyberpunk 2077, please follow the steps listed on our Xbox refund page here. So this whole game has caused PlayStation to do probably the best refund policy they've ever done, because the refund policy on PSN is horrible. It is very, very tight, very, 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 very niche, very hard to hit. Oh my god, I'm not even sure I got the tweet. Shit. This is the tweet. I'm sorry, guys. I've got to show you guys the tweet. I'm sorry. Here it is right here. Y'all can read it right here. But yeah, and then now we have Xbox here expanding their refund policy because of this game solely. Like, it is truly insane to see. It's unprecedented, but I just hope that, patch the game. I predict that it'll come back to PS Store in like I think February. I don't think we see it back until February, to be honest with you. Until that second patch kicks in and the game's a lot more stable, I bet. But yeah. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. Let me know your thoughts in chat. Let me know your thoughts in comment sections down below. And honestly, I think that's pretty much all I gotta say. And I wish I could stay and chat with y'all a little bit more, but I do have to go to work, unfortunately, after this. So I gotta get ready and all that. But thank you all for coming out. Let me know how you feel about Cyberpunk 2077. Did you buy the game? Did you have a good experience? Did you have a bad experience? Did you have a good experience? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And make sure also, while you are down there, to check out our description where you can find links to our Discord, our Twitter, as those are anchor links that way you can listen to long-form content and podcasts. Remember, those are being Road to PS5, Road to Miles Morales. Those 2 podcasts are done, but you can listen to the whole thing on Anchor link down below. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts, Spotify, etc. And we will be back next year in 2021. Follow the Discord server as well in the description, of course. Our lovely Discord server. It's a good stuff there. And our Twitter as well, at PSSourceVids, in the description. So thank you for coming out. Much love to Owen, Tony, official_JR. A few of the homies were in here as well. Shout out to everyone watching as well. Cloud was in here. Moose as well. Jose Vega. Much love to you all. Oh, Dream Machine says one more thing here. Hold up. He says, awful experience, decent game when working. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing too. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for coming out. We'll have videos this week, I think. This weekend, I think. We'll see. I'll cook after work. You know what I'm saying? But thank you all for watching. And as always, greatness awaits.